Young. We're going to get again back into the infield here, the infield prospects. It's where the Mariners are most blessed with talent currently. Young, unlike Farmelo, I can't really say much about the hit tool here from a negative perspective. Reese, tell us about Cole Young and his beautiful hit tool.
So basically, when I wrote his like notes that we have here, I put hitterish. He is just a tough person to get out. Like he adjusts his hands pretty good. There's more than enough bat speed. The power's ultimately not going to be there, I don't think, and he's never really shown it to this point as a professional. Like we hoped that it would come around. He slid down the defensive spectrum a little bit. He was once thought of as maybe he can be an above average shortstop. Now he's like he can kind of play second base. Good runner. He's got a good arm for a second base. So basically, we're talking about a guy who just makes enough contact, can probably hit towards the top of a lineup. I don't think the power is so bad that it's like Nick Magical esque, but we're never going to be talking about him, leading his team in home runs. He does hit for just enough power to, squeak out a couple home runs. I think that it's nothing more than like in his best years, 18 home runs. But like again, he's going to hit, he's going to get on base. There's just a solid approach. It is just everybody on this list is a professional hitter, but like when you hear that cliche, he is a professional hitter. He is so hard to get out. So Cole Young, he while he is young in age, he is old in maturity at the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because when we think about a guy like Cole Young, who, like you said, the defensive spectrum, like where are we looking at him in terms of professional, defense? He's not really a shortstop necessarily. It is the hit tool you're buying on. It is a floor first prospect. Again, just a really off the cuff prospect, maybe Reese, because we were talking about him earlier. If Cole Young's 99th percentile is Nico Horner, is that a bad outcome for the Mariners? I would say no. I think it's a great outcome for them, right?
No, I think that the Mariners should trade for current Nico Horner, and then they can backfill him with the future Nico Horner, right? Like, although
Yeah.
without the we're talking about Nico Horner at the plate, not Nico Horner in the field, because Nico Horner in the field is one of the most electric defenders in all of baseball, right? Like, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Cole
From
Young,
an
I think that
offensive perspective, I should say. Yeah.
yeah. And we're seeing to this point, like with their development, like they still roll them out at shortstop because you have to give them every opportunity. But we're starting to see every single year more shortstop, more second base reps, more second base reps, and I think that's ultimately his home because. Like I said, he's not the twitchiest. He doesn't have the natural like feel for shortstop that you like the baseline, right? Like when you watch like Freddie Galvis is like the exact what I think of as an average defender at shortstop, and he made that for a long career.
Mhm.
Cole Young is someone who doesn't have those. He doesn't have that twitch. He doesn't have that like wiggle, but he does just make the right plays. He's got very high baseball IQ. So yeah, Cole Young, he's sort of one of these. He's not the most exciting prospect, but like we're talking about a guy who could hit towards the top of a lineup and just get a bunch of runs and RBIs, and then maybe he's just like he's a good defender at second base. So like, I think there's a lot of avenues for him to provide value in real life and in fantasy.
Yeah, those dudes win fantasy leagues, and they certainly contribute to winning World Series championships as well, to pennants and to teams who haven't made the playoffs one year in past 24 making playoffs. So,
Do you want
anything
an
else on
off the
Cole
cuff
Young?
comp?
Yeah,
Do you want an off the
yeah, I'd
cuff
love
comp?
one.
He's like
I'd love
Jeff
one.
McNeil. I think Jeff McNeil. I don't think I've heard that with him. I think that if he can have a Jeff McNeil sort of like maybe not as annoying as Jeff McNeil has been in the past, because other pitchers have had issues with Jeff McNeil, and he's a little fiery. I don't think Cole Young is that fiery guy. He seems like a little bit more laid back, Seattle sort of vibe. But yeah, like that sort of guy in the batter's box. Good contact. Power you wished was more, but it is what it is.
Seattle Jeff, is that what we're going to call him?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I
he's like
think
if Jeff
that's
McNeil grew up in Seattle.
Seattle Jeff.